Hey, this is TJ from Fat Boys Garden with an update on my tomato plants. This plant here gets very little sunshine, but it's actually starting to grow now, and I'm kind of happy. I didn't know if it was going to grow or not since it doesn't get very much sunlight. But this one over here, this is just about getting a tad bit of sunlight, and look at that thing. That thing is just growing like crazy. And over here, these are the tomatoes that I actually planted and I forgot to label them. So I have no idea what they're going to be. It's either going to be a Brandywine or I got Brandywine yellow and red. I've got Black Krim, and I have a Better Boy. So I'm not sure which is which, and I probably won't know until they start to fruit. That's when I'll know which plant is which. But I'm just so happy because I've never grown a tomato from seed, and these things have absolutely not disappointed me in the least. And this particular plant, I've been trying to look it up online to see what exactly kind of tomato plant this is, because it's got a weird kind of a leaf on it. I've not seen that leaf before, so I'm not sure what's up with that. And this one here is another one that just took off. It just started going and it never looked back. And I was smart to go ahead and put my cages in these things when I planted them, because boy, if I had to come back and cage some of these now, I'm not sure how I would be able to accomplish that. Now what I did do is, because these things are growing so well now, I went ahead and I upped the watering time from 45 minutes to an hour. So it's on a drip system, and this is that drip system that I talked about. I was just so worried about it, didn't know how it was going to come out, and I sat on that kit for about a month before I finally decided to put it together. It took me all of 10 minutes to get that kit put together. All of 10 minutes, and that's including running the hose and tapping into each one of the lines. So I don't know what I was afraid of. Now one thing I did do this morning is I went ahead on and I planted some parsley in there, because I seen something on the internet that said parsley is a good companion plant to the tomato. So I planted some parsley in there, and the parsley is supposed to help it with nitrogen. So we're going to see how all of that works out. I've also planted some radishes in these pots. I want to see how those are going to work out up here. Now all of these are all store-bought tomatoes here. These are all store-bought. There's my lemon boy, and over here we have a orange blossom, and over here we have the pineapple heirloom. That's going to be like a cherry tomato. And then over here is that Cosaludo. I ain't never going to be able to pronounce that thing, but that's what it is. And then here is my early girl. No, I'm sorry, Aunt Ruby's German green. I apologize. And this one that I thought was about dead is really coming back now. So I'm glad I didn't pull that up. And I'm looking, these are all store-bought. So we're going to see how these perform versus the ones that I actually planted from seed. So these are all of my tomato plants. And I've got these hooked up to a soaker hose. I run that soaker hose about an hour to an hour and a half each day. And with the amount of heat that we're getting, I think it's time to up that to maybe twice a day, because they get sunlight all day long, so it's plenty enough time for that pot to dry out. Well, that's an update of my tomatoes. This is TJ from Fat Boys Garden.